You ready to go? You ready to go to work? I think you're ready to go to work, aren't you? All right, let's go. Greetings. Welcome to the pilot video for Ozarks Contained. My name's Jared. My wife is not here with me today. She will also be starring in these videos, and you've also seen Disco, my Catahoula dog. The gist of this video is for my wife and I to be able to document us homesteading here. We bought some acreage on the Missouri-Arkansas border in the Ozarks, and we're going to be building a house, and we're going to be doing almost all of it ourselves. The concept for the house is related to Containers of Hope. It's going to be very similar to that. If you're not familiar with Containers of Hope, go Google it. It is going to be a hybrid house between shipping containers and stick-built. And you might wonder, why am I building a shipping container house? Well, so it already has walls, it already has a roof, and since we're doing this ourselves without extra labor, already having those is going to be very helpful. And I feel as though it's going to be simpler than doing a stick-built house. I may be wrong. We'll find out in time. However, it's what we've decided to do. So my goal with these videos is not to be too fancy. This is literally the first vlog that I have ever done. I do not have a gimbal yet. I might get one. I have a very basic short tripod to stick my phone on, and yes, I'm using my phone to do the camera work with. I do not plan on doing background music to save time. My goal on this project is to build a house, not so much making videos. That being said, I do want to document this as much as possible. I look forward to sharing that with my friends, my family, and anybody else that happens to join up and to follow along. Do not expect a video to be dropping every 2 or 3 days. So I do work full-time. My wife works close to full-time right now, and our days off are not equal, which is not the best thing in the world. So you're going to have some periods of time where you may have 2 or 3 of them in a week, and it may be that we have a video once every 2 or 3 weeks. It's just how things pan out. That being said, I'm going to take you on a tour of the property for the next video. Not this one, but the next one. It's an interesting piece of land. This gate you see here is the property line. The unique thing about that is that the public road that comes into here is public up to here, and then beyond, it's my private property. So I've got my own personal road with ditches on both sides. Makes it very handy, and it goes about a football field onto my property, and then there's a cul-de-sac at the end where you can spin around. So I'm going to preface this bit of the video by saying that I do love trees, and I have no intentions of cutting down a tree if I don't have to. This particular tree was rotting and dying, and was in danger of falling on some stuff that I didn't need it to fall on. I'm going to have a bit of a challenge cutting this thing up, as I've only got a 20-inch chainsaw, and this thing is much bigger than 20 inches, but I'll worry about that when the time comes. This particular spot that I'm standing on will be my solar farm. I'm building a bank of solar panels right here, and it's the sole electricity that we are going to have on our homestead. I am not hooking up to the grid, electrical grid. This project is not going to be completely off-grid, so I can't say that it's going to be all off-grid. The original plan is that we are going to hook up to a community well, which we already have the water running onto the property. Now I'm going to design the house to where I can install a rain catchment system and be able to use water that I do catch myself. That will not occur until the house is done and livable, and then I will proceed with that project. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm more concerned about getting into the house and getting moved out here than I am with catching water to start with. I'm very much into the off-grid living lifestyle. I would like to live somewhere where I don't have to deal too much with the public. This particular piece of property, you cannot stand on any spot on this property and see another house. I can be out here all day and not see another vehicle or another human being, which is fine. I kind of like it that way. It's very remote, very quiet. I'm going to have quite a bit of wildlife. I know that there has been mountain lions here. My neighbor has pictures of a mountain lion on his porch that he took 2 or 3 years ago. There's wild hogs. I'm quite certain that there's going to be the occasional black bear. I have seen black bear in the surrounding area. I haven't seen one out here, but then again, I haven't been out here that much. And then of course we're going to have the normal armadillos, groundhogs, raccoons, foxes, coyotes, and that stuff. This piece of property is a bit remote. The Disco, my dog, I found him out here as a puppy. He was about, I don't know, 12 weeks old, and he was hiding underneath a chair, plastic chair that had flipped over in the wind. And I came driving out here one day, and he peeked his little head out from underneath it. I don't know how he got here. I don't think he got dumped, because from where I found him, if somebody took him and dumped him, he could have just followed them out. It's not like they could have drove there. And if he walked here himself, he walked a ways. Maybe he was following his parents and got separated. I don't know, but that's fine. I love him. He's a great dog. But anyway, that's a little bit history of our plans for our homestead and a little bit of the history of the house itself. I do hope that you all continue to come back and watch. I really look forward to getting input from people on projects and things that I'm working on, because I don't know everything. I am learning as I go. A lot of the work that's going to be done in this house I do know, but some of it I don't, and I'm going to have to learn. And that being said, people make mistakes, right? So I prefer not to make the mistake and do it right the first time, because I don't like double work. So I appreciate your input. I will remove comments that are unnecessarily negative. If you are attacking someone or be belligerent, I will remove those. And this particular vlog is not to discuss politics or religion. I'm here to talk about homesteading and building a home. And let's also avoid the topic of hot dogs, because that's very controversial too. You don't put ketchup on hot dogs. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and like I said, I hope you all do come back, and look forward to talking to you again.